Okay, let's get into it. Who do you think is winning this war so far? I'm seeing the Tayler holders and the Bryce Halls. Do you think this is real or fake?
Oh, it has to be real.
He lost his eye. Ryan was like, that was like a joke to make you guys think I'm crazy.
Do you buy that?
Pick the worst person on earth and you gave me control of heaven and hell? Yeah, I wouldn't put him in heaven, but even that man that was absolutely disgusting and gross and vile and evil, I can't put somebody in eternal pain, bro.
I'm just playing, I don't fight, I do pray. I only go the way of Mr. Yahweh.
It's not often I sit down with somebody and they say something that makes me think.
Bro, this was great.
I love you guys.
Will you give me something to think about?
My own damn way.
I had a lot of fun on this interview.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the George Janko Show. If you're at the house right now and you're watching, thank you so much for watching.
What if they're in a car?
Thank you for listening in the car. Also, I just want to let you guys know that there's a lot of guests rolling out soon. You guys are going to be very, very excited to see.
Next week's a huge one.
Next week,
Bro.
that one's a big one. A lot of people are going to comment down, where's the John Bellion?
Yeah.
We're just going to get right into it, guys. This episode might be a quick one because I do have to get out of here and go to Belle's mom. It's her birthday. It's a very special birthday. And I got to be a good little boy, be there.
Nice. Keep mom happy, dude.
Yeah, and I love that family, bro. Like, that's my family
That's your
now.
family,
That's
bro.
my family now. So
When are you going to get married?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. We've been making crazy moves lately, so we've been very, very busy. But me and Belle have gotten super, super close to God. We've been making some pivots in our life and changing habits and doing things, and we're growing and we're making good decisions. Are we perfect?
I'm proud of you
No,
guys.
but
Wow.
we're gonna pick a date soon and. God willing, go rolling on that. But I want to circle back to the John Bellion thing because I've just been seeing a lot of people talk about it, and I had to be quiet. This is okay. Here's the thing, man. We have the episode. We can't release the episode.
But
Wait, do you even know about this or no?
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you guys that don't know who John Bellion is one of the greatest songwriters and producers of our generation.
And his own music, even his personal music is
No, I'm just
out of this
talking
world.
about as an artist,
Yeah.
he's my favorite. You probably heard like the best Justin Bieber song is his. If you're listening to a Rihanna song, it's the best. It's his. If you're listening, pick any artist, throw a dart at them. He's the genius behind it. From Jonas Brothers to freaking anybody that you could even imagine.
He lives and breathes music. Like he is.
It was a crazy. All I used to do back in the day was just sit and watch his videos of him producing. Like I was just watching a genius work, and we had an amazing experience. We got to go out there. We documented. Some crazy things that I can't even talk about. So we got into it, and John's a real dude. So I just wanted to take a second just to explain this part because a lot of people have been asking. The reason why we're not releasing it is because John and I we stand on our business, and we're very real. We had a real conversation, and I guess it could cause some problems. And so I talked to John. I go, John, I'm like, listen, bro, I'm not going to release the episode if we make cuts. Like, I just won't. And he says, I agree with you and I stand by you. He goes, you have so me and him are working to make it so that when we do release the episode, everything's on the
release
table.
all of it, yeah.
And we're not holding back anything. So
Yeah.
just to let you know, me and John are working on this. But you guys, like, it's cool to know that I'm storing that, dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Andrew Tate because we had that stored for a bit and I would just go and peek at it. But yeah, no, this one's stored and we have like other stuff lined up. He introduced me to Tori Kelly. We have that coming in the books. We have other musicians that I don't even want to discuss yet because we haven't had them fully locked in. But let's just put it this way. We are branching out to other industries to have conversations with. And the music industry is definitely one of them.
And let us know who you guys want to see as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Comment
yeah.
down if there's like a dream like George Janko podcast guest.
Dude, I wanted to talk to you about this. I'm kind of okay. So you see the roster that we have and the request roster.
Yeah,
we've definitely gone from like I don't know if anybody's gonna be on the show to like wow, we could really go out and get some cool people on the show. I'm now starting to get more interested in having just cool conversations. Let me give you an example. The Cliff episode that exploded. Both of those episodes, when I had those episodes, I didn't go into them thinking that they were going to explode. I just thought these are going to be my little precious little episodes that are not going to get views, but these people that watch it are going to be like excited by it and passionate about it.
Yeah.
But they did really well. And then I had a few more where I was like, oh, let me just handpick this episode. And like
The Girls Gone Bible one.
Okay,
that,
yeah.
I like
just stuff that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And I think from there, that explodes and becomes organic and real. And I think that's
Theo
what...
Von does that a lot. Like he had a podcast and it's like the title is like Retired Cop. And it's like I from my understanding, I haven't watched it, but I just saw the thumbnail and I think it's just a retired cop, and it's like he just picks his brain. He did that with somebody else. I forget, but just like a random person from an industry and just talks to them. And I think that's so dope.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I really, really want to do that. I want to have conversations with people that I'm just like excited to have the conversations with. I think last year and for sure this year, I was having conversations with people that I always am excited about, but I was first looking at like what it could do, because I'm the new guy on the block and I want to kind of prove like, hey, I'm not just somebody who left another big show. And I'm like, I was just trying to pay my dues.
Of course.
And I feel like I got that. I kind of showed that we could play ball with you guys. And then now I just been like, you know what's happened is God separated me so much to myself and my like, just, I would say army or kingdom or crew.
Yeah.
That I'm at a stage of not want. I'm at peace. He is my shepherd. I shall not want. Like, right. And I'm looking around, and instead of wanting more, I want to improve on what I have.
Yeah.
And I find a lot more peace there. I feel like I'm not chasing my tail. I feel like I'm not trying to prove myself. I'm just comfortably trying to be me in a better place. And that's what I'm doing personally. And I want to bring that to the podcast and
I
have
love
conversations.
that.
On the opposite end of peace, there's been a lot of war.
Yeah.
Like a lot of war,
Blood.
bro. There's a lot of war
Or
going
at least
on.
the first signs of blood.
Bro, like, okay, first of all, we got the World War III, which everybody else and their mother is talking about.
What's World War? What do you mean?
Just the war that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't even want to get into that. A lot of people, they do DM me and message me. They go, hey, man, why don't you talk about this war? Why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? I don't know enough about the war, and I don't know enough about politics for me to go and put my work. Maybe when I'm older, I'll be in that realm. But if I'm not passionate nor educated, I think then I could be a dangerous part of a voice. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's very, very stupid for a man to just for clicks or for fame or whatever to go and speak. I find that highly dangerous, and I think people, because we live in a generation where now random people have a lot of influence.
Yeah.
I think that we really haven't found how bad that could be if it goes into a wrong direction, right? We have a silly YouTuber, I'll give myself as an example, being like, I think this about the book, and then I just get thousands, if not millions of people that get angry about something, and then I was wrong about it. And now what I have to go back and like try to like tell that's just not how it works.
You can't fix it. So once it catches fire, it's
and now mind you, now I'm not even saying if you have a podcast, don't do that. If you're at a workplace, don't do that. Like if you don't know what you're talking about, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Be more
just
eager
know
to
what
learn.
you're in this position to do.
Yeah.
And hold that with all of the weight and do that. But like this whole idea that we all have to do everything correctly and there's
they
a right
just
way
get
to do
angry
it.
at
It
me.
just feels
They get
feels
angry.
insincere.
They just get mad because they think I don't care. But
Yeah.
it comes from me caring. Me speaking not about it is me caring because like I can't.
You respect it enough to say I'm not educated in that.
Don't wanna-
It's not right for me to talk
Now
about.
here's the thing: like maybe one day when I'm older, God puts it in my heart. He goes, "Now I want you to go and learn about this and do
Totally.
that." We're having conversations with politicians. I'm learning a little bit more. Like we're growing there, but I'm not there yet to give my opinion on anything. I'm not. I'm in the stage of my life where I'm using myself as a silly little boy as an example. Like I'm just trying to like
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there, and God willing, I might be there. But there's nothing I could do about it, and I'm not educated enough to be able to do anything about it. So I think the responsible thing for me to do is just be quiet and learn. And maybe God willing in the future, if I'm ever put in this situation again and there's something going on, I might be a good asset for me to learn from my experience. But I truly do think it's dangerous to speak if you don't know what you're speaking about. I think
Absolutely.
it could be really dangerous. Speaking of other type of problems, you know, the bishop.
Oh yeah. We talked about that on the last Boys and Bell only.
I thought he was like fully okay. From my last
Yeah.
perspective, when I talked to somebody on his team, they said the knife didn't get out, thank God. So I thought in my mind they were just like punching him.
That wasn't the case apparently.
And I was like, that's not bad. I've been punched. Like you could get out of that. But he lost his eye. He lost his eye.
So the knife didn't come out all the way?
It didn't come out all the way. But I thought if it didn't come out all the way, it wasn't even like
Yeah.
be able to do damage or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. All I know is that I watched a video of him like just saying that he gives his eye as a token to God. Bro, like And then I saw like I was just on it. I was just literally just scrolling this.
God bless the man.
Dude. And the next video of him is just playing the piano and singing, and I'm just like, this is a warrior.
Yeah.
This is a soldier.
He
bro.
looks like a warrior, dude.
Bro, I see people that like get in like a regular bar fight and they have a cut on their eye and they won't shut up about it for like years.
Mm-hmm.
This guy lost his eye and he goes, God, I hope if it pleases you, accept my eye. What? Dog, that's crazy, dude.
I'd be so upset if I lost my eye.
Bro,
I'd be so upset.
I am at awe of this man, bro. I am at awe of this man.
Would you have him on the podcast?
I would love to have him on the podcast. I'm trying to reach his team to get him on the podcast. If you guys have any connection, because I had the conversation with him, the team that I'm connected with, they lost contact with him. So it's like a weird, I don't know how to get a hold of him. I know I will be able to get a hold of him. But if anybody has connection with the bishop, please, I would love to, I would come out to Australia. I would do whatever it takes. But I just want to take just a second, bro, because a lot of people, they're very judgmental. Well, you know, he departed from his church, or I don't like what he's saying, or I don't blah, blah, blah. But it's like, can we take a moment to judge his actions? The guy dedicated his life. A guy tried to kill him. He preyed on the guy that tried to kill him. He goes out and tells people, don't wage war on that man. And then when he loses his eye, he doesn't cry out of it. He rejoices. Like, I don't know, man. Like we talk about a lot of things, but like for me, I just sit there and I'm like, well, this is probably gonna be something that people like blow past, and then they're like, oh, okay, good, that's cool, and they move on. But like, my God, dude, the dude lost his eye and rejoiced.
Put yourself in that position,
bro. There's nothing on this earth that would ever cost me an eye that I would look at it and be rejoiceful about it. Even if Belle, the love of my life, if she lost my eye, I would stare her down with my one
like
good
she just
eye.
lost track of it. Like she's like, I don't know where I put it.
Yeah, I would be very upset,
dude.
And he's out here rejoicing for the person that he loves.
A
Like, I lost
sacrifice.
my eye for you, and I hope it pleases you that I lost my eye.
Oh my God,
bro, like that is insane, dude. That's love that like I pray to God I have. Like that's cool. When people see, like, for example, we're getting into the Drake and the Kendrick.
Yeah.
They're like going after bars, and they're like, that's crazy, and that is crazy. We go back and forth on that. That's crazy, but like I'm over here watching all of the world go at war. I'm seeing the Tayler holders and the Bryce Hall. I'm seeing Russia, and then I see the Bishop, and then I see Drake. Like everybody's at war right now, bro. Everybody's at war, and I'm at war with myself, and I'm just trying to like fix myself and just move on. I look up and I'm just seeing my neighbors, and I'm like, everybody's angry, dude.
Yeah.
But to me, I would rather sit and watch the Bishop and the way he's working it out versus like Kendrick and Drake, or like the way the CNN is making this war out to be. It's just like, I don't know. If I had to learn from a war that's going on, I would like to learn from the Bishop.
Beautiful.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Love that.
'Cause,
Absolutely.
dude, the guy lost his eye and he's not even losing anything. You know what I mean? Like that's insane.
And he's the one. Yeah.
I'm praying for you, Bishop. I pray that one we could have an amazing conversation, and that I could learn from it, and then God willing, people that view it could learn from it. I pray for your safety. I pray you don't lose anything else. And you know what? From the bottom of my heart, I do pray that God accepts your eye as a token. I know it sounds like I'm joking, dude, but I'm just laughing out of like straight up uncomfortableness of the fact that like, but I literally sat there and just I told God, I go, dude, I stub my toe sometimes and my day is gone. You know what I mean? Like, bro, a guy cuts me off in traffic, and I'm
you
like,
stub your toe. Why?
Yesterday, I jumped out of a car, almost died. This is not even an exaggeration. I jumped out of a car and these cars were racing and almost took my life. And all day I was calling people about, dude, you wouldn't believe what just happened. Yeah. Mom, I almost died. You're like, oh. Like,
and nothing even happened. Something almost happened.
Almost happened.
Yeah.
This dude lost his eye and plays a piano, sings beautifully, talks to people, prays over his enemy. I don't know.
There's different levels, bro.
Dude, that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like we watch movies where people are like, that's gangster, bro. He like stood on his business. He got up after getting beat up, and like he still wanted to fight. I think it's cool that the guy got beat up, got up, and didn't want to fight. Like that's, I don't know, man. Maybe I see the world a little differently, but yeah. But let's jump into the culture of it. Like Drake and Kendrick. This is okay. I gotta ask, do you think this is real or fake?
Oh, it has to be real.
You think?
Because it didn't just come out of nowhere. Like they've been sneak dissing each other for like 10 years.
That's so funny.
10 years, bro.
Dude.
Like this is This has
is
been
so
a
funny.
crazy week for hip hop, dude. Crazy. Nothing like this has happened.
I gotta say this.
Time.
I gotta
Yeah.
say this. As much as I just got done telling you I don't want war, right? But if the war doesn't come into violence and it's just off of poetry,
Yeah. Yeah. How dope is that?
but dude, they're
You go to your room, I'll go to mine. We'll write some words, and then we'll come back and we'll see whose is better.
Okay, but that's cool. But also,
dope.
but dude, it's like, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
They're also dissing each other in ways that are threatening.
Well, they're
also saying
they're
stuff like-
threats, but they're like, hey, just so you know, if you want to step it up, like I'm there. Like I got some shit on you. And he's like, oh yeah, you got shit on me. I got shit on you.
He said,
And
"Don't
it's
lie
like-
about me, and I won't tell the truth about you." Okay,
Yeah.
let's get into it.
Yeah.
Who do you think is winning this war so far?
Okay, so I would say Drake is the biggest pop star in the world. Like
Fair.
that's nobody will argue with that.
I
He
will.
could
I will
outsell
say this. I think he was falling off a bit.
Drake.
I think he was.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a time where there was nothing that Drake put out that I wasn't excited about. I think he started kind of losing his touch a little bit, and I hate to say this, but now all I want to see is angry Drake. His bars that he came up with, or if I don't know, people are saying he has
Push-Ups was
ghostwriters or like
crazy,
whatever.
dude.
I don't know who wrote the song, but Push Up was that Metro line. Metro, shut your hoe ass up and make some drums.
That was
Bro,
the most disrespectful moment of the
dog,
past like
I
5
was
years.
by myself when I heard that. I went, oh. I was like that. And by the way, we were walking to get breakfast. I turned to Reed and I go, I haven't heard a line that's made me rewind it and be like, damn, that's like, I wonder when he wrote that. Or
And it's
whoever wrote
towards
that
the
was
one
like,
person that can't respond.
and then he has to shut up and make some drums. Like, damn, like you have to make him do what you said. That's crazy. That's like if somebody was like, George, shut up and get on your pocket, or like something like where
Yeah.
I have to go back on my pot, and I'm just like, damn it, now I have to do what he just said. Like it's so embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
like imagine the next time he drops a beat and he's
There's just
does-
no drums. Dude, that would actually be sick,
bro,
dude.
bro. If you, hey Metro,
That'd
if
be
you can
sick.
figure out a way
That'd
to
be
do that,
sick.
just.
Well, no, it's
There's no way,
it's
no.
crazy because in that Drake and Push-Ups, Drake was responding to like 5 different people. And then this Kendrick one is just Kendrick going towards Drake. And I assume that Drake is about to release something and it's about to turn on to a one-on-one. Like, battle for the crown. Because Cole got into it for a second, and then he's like, actually, you know, never mind. Like, Cole backed out. He apologized. He's like, you know, this isn't
But I
for
don't
me,
think
actually.
he backed out because he didn't want the smoke. I think he backed out because he just didn't want to. He didn't want to be that type of guy anymore. That's what I got out of it. But also,
I would
I
if
think
I
he's
was going
missing
up
out,
against
bro.
Kendrick. I would back out. Bro, Kendrick is like, if you look at all of his albums, Good Kid, Mad City is like a masterclass in storytelling. Like if you go through the track list, it's a story that references one track to the next. It's a film that like each thing is a different scene. It's a masterpiece. Then there's To Pimp a Butterfly, which like the outro of that is him cutting up an interview with Tupac, where he.
I didn't know that.
It's crazy, bro. People say it's the best hip
That's
hop
so
album
funny.
of all time.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
What does that even mean?
It means I could look it up, but it's like very. I wish I could tell you.
Okay, so
then
wait,
Mr. Morale
go
in the-
back, go back.
Yeah.
Who do you think's winning this?
I think Kendrick out-raps Drake in a heartbeat. I think Drake makes a bigger hit, but I think Drake is stupid for this. I think he's out of his mind for
Really?
going toe to toe with Kendrick. Yeah, absolutely. And it's still warming up. That's what's so cool is like we're talking about it as we're like in the first wave. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I think Kendrick out-raps Drake
I don't
every day of the
know
week.
Drake. Drake, was he from the streets? Is he like?
I mean, that's the whole
I know
thing.
when you have money, you have power, right? When you get money, you have power. There's and he has a lot of money, and he has a lot of people that are around him. So he has like a mini kingdom and army
He's the mob, basically.
for sure. And he might be connected to the mob. That might be his backup, right? But I'm pretty sure Kendrick is really from the streets.
He is. He's from Compton. Yeah.
So if
Good Kid, Mad City is all about it.
I think that alone, to me, it's like, I think that if I was from the streets and what my career is based off of is from the streets, and we have other people pretending from the streets,
Yeah.
and now you're coming after my name and my legacy, I could see a man who's from the street risking everything to
Bro,
make sure they put you
the
down.
bar, like, how many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? It's like, brother, that's crazy.
And he
also,
said we don't
Drake's
like
the
you
guy
saying
that,
the
like,
N-word anymore.
dude,
He revoked his N-word card. Bro, that's like, it's...
he says he's Cambodian. He's like,
I don't,
dude.
so you think Kendrick right now?
I
Leave
think
a comment down
all
below.
My
Who
money's,
do you guys
all my
think?
money's on Kendrick.
All your money's on
All
Kendrick?
my money's
Last
on
time I
Kendrick.
said that was about Ryan, and that didn't end up well. for me.
Yeah, that did not age well.
Well, I know. You know what? I wasn't too excited about the Ryan thing because Ryan was like, "Oh, like all of that was like a joke to make you guys think I'm crazy." Genius move. Genius move.
Do you buy that?
I think a little bit. Honestly, like I would. You know what it is? I think that when you push a man so far that he'll try anything, and I think he caught like a win with this character that he did. A part of me was upset that he used kids to like, because that's what people talked about was that
Yeah.
part.
The pedophilia.
The pedophilia thing.
Yeah.
I went back and forth with it with Bell. I wish he was here, but we were talking about like that irritated me that he did that because I'm like, bro, what, you did that to sell tickets? Like there's kids that go through that shit and you're just selling tickets.
Was he saying that he made all that up?
No. So I guess he made up everything to make it look like he's crazy, but I guess he's still standing on this stuff with kids. And,
Okay.
and so to me, it's like, okay, well, I had to look at it from his perspective. Nobody's really getting people to talk about that more than Ryan.
Yeah.
So he might be a mad genius.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't.
Guess we have to have him on the podcast.
This is
and
why,
talk to him
bro.
about
Like,
it.
when I see stuff on the news, I know my friends in the industry and what they do behind closed doors and
Yeah.
what they want the media to think or what they'll try to do and all this shit. So I'm like, I'll see it and I'm like, I don't know what to believe, bro. Like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So I think we're living in a world where it's like, the truth is not first, but it is last. Where the truth is going to come out, but you're not going to hear it first. Like, it's going to take some time. If that makes any sense.
It absolutely does. You have to be patient. And like we've already moved on from the child stuff with Ryan Gard. Like that was all anybody was talking about for a week. But then boom.
Bro, you
It's like
just-
things happen so quick and then people just move right on.
Just to bring it back to fighting, I've been really excited about fighting, but in a healthy way. Like I've been doing jiu-jitsu. I like it. I look at it like chess. I don't look at it like I'm trying to hurt the guy. Just trying to outsmart his moves.
Outsmart this. Oh.
And then it made me fall in love with UFC. I actually really got hungry of learning like about these fighters and where they come from, what their martial art is up against the other person's martial art. Sorry. And I was watching basketball yesterday, and it was like a really good game. It was New York versus Knicks.
Okay. With Joe?
I don't know if I said those teams. I think those are the same teams, right?
You're talking to the wrong guy, pal.
I think Clippers and Knicks. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. There was just
couldn't
two
tell
teams.
ya.
I caught the last 2-3 minutes of it, and it went into overtime. And I'm sitting there at the edge of my and I'm like, "Oh, this is crazy." And then that's the feeling that I get during a fight
Yeah.
because it's always at that moment. Like anything could flip at any moment. So like when people are watching a basketball game or a football game, that last moment when it's like a buzzer beater or whatever, that's how I feel when I watch a boxing fight the whole time, or when I'm watching a mixed martial art fight the whole time. Like,
Anything can happen at
anything
any
can
moment.
happen at any moment. So this is why I love watching fights. I don't promote people going on and street fighting. I think it should be a sport, right? But do I love it when there's real beef? Yeah, bro. Because you're like, oh, there's some stories behind that. I think the next big internet fight is gonna be the Tayler Holder and Bryce Hall.
Are they going to box?
No, they're bare knuckling it, bro.
They are. Okay, fill me in on this. That's crazy,
Bare
bro.
knuckling it, dude. First of all, like,
Bryce Hall got everybody's respect when he won his last bare knuckle fight, which he's only done one bare knuckle fight, right?
yeah.
And it was a big deal, bro. He
It's a
laid the
big-
guy out.
Bro, it's bare knuckle. It's like I don't care what you say about anybody, bro. Like anybody who's doing a bare knuckle fight, like you're a man, dude. Like 'cause you're ready to get hit. So that's the respect there. Tayler Holder, you got to give him respect. He didn't just say no. Let's just keep it boxing. He was like, all right, I'll step up to bare knuckle. So like that, you got to give a respect there. But what I like about the whole thing is like they used to be like really good friends, bro. They were best friends. I have videos where we used to go to their house, and they were just attached to the
Really?
hip. They were best friends who would hang out all the time. They live together. I'm pretty sure they live together. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they all lived in that house. So watching in just a few years go from like they're our best friends to like they truly hate each other and they want to kill each other. It gives us that backstory.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just kind of like, I wonder who's going to win. Who do you think is going to win?
I don't know anything about Tayler Holder, but Bryce Hall looked really, really strong. Is there any footage of them, or of Tayler Holder boxing?
I haven't seen anything about Tayler
He's
Holder.
a big guy, right?
He's in shape. He's
Okay.
always been in shape. He's athletic. I've also had eyewitnesses like tell me that like he'll want the smoke at any moment, and I'm like, really?
Taylor.
Yeah, he'll want it at any moment. Like if you're at his house and he says some shit, he won't second guess it for a second. He'll
really?
run it with you.
Yeah.
There's like 3 types of men. There's the man that yaps and doesn't fight. There's the man that doesn't yap and does fight. Then there's the guy that talks all the shit and loves to fight. I think both of those are the 3. I think both of those guys want to fight and they want to talk shit. So I respect both of them. Like,
Is there a date set? Is it like a locked in thing, or is it just like a room or like potential?
I don't. No. I think it's locked in. I think they did a face off. I think Taylor's like send the contract. I think they've talked too much for it to just settle. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anybody would let up. Because I would be like, yo, what happened to that? Like, who backed out? Because somebody's gonna have to back out. And they've talked too much shit for them to be like, I'm not gonna do anything.
Bro, these fights are so big.
They're really big.
That's crazy. Shout out to them for just getting in the ring and actually doing it.
I just find
That's so dope.
Okay, like I want to talk about this because back in the day it was only like fighters, right? It was only fighters, and then now it's becoming more like entertaining. I could see in a weird world where like people that don't know how to handle their differences in their business world are like, all right, we're getting in the ring and we'll pay for the fight. I really do see that happening. I don't know why, but I see like a musician talking about an actor and they're like, we'll settle this right now. And then they sell pay-per-views for it.
Yeah.
I see that happening. And I also see like fake fights happening because they want the promote because it's going to be so
building
big.
up like a story that's fabricated to sell tickets.
I think it'd be pretty hard to rig a fight though, right? It has to be pretty hard.
People think it's...
Because people always ask
think
me,
Jake rigs his fights.
Everybody always comes up to me like, yo, between us, is Jake's fights rigged? And I was like, bro, there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot
He
of
lives and
people that goes into
breathes that shit.
No, it's not even that. Like I could say that because he's my friend, but let's just talk about him not even being my friend. Like, there's a lot of people that go into this work. HBO would not sign up for that. Netflix would not sign up for. They wouldn't want to put their reputation on the line.
It's true.
And steal from their audience like that. I just think that there's too many people that would gossip, especially in an industry where we're trying to rip the rug underneath somebody to get ahead. I think that nowadays people like actresses are like coming out about producers and other people and like
You said, just like you said, the truth always comes out.
but not
Truth-
right away, but
yeah.
it'll come out. I think it would.
Damn.
I've been reading the Word every day.
In Arizona, right? Because have you been out there reading the Word specifically? Or
Yeah,
just-
I went out to Arizona, and I stay in Arizona a lot. So if I'm not working, I'm just at home. And now I just want to make this very clear. I don't know if I'm correct on this. It's just something that I'm dabbling in my heart. But my whole life, I was always honest about everything when it comes to God because I know He could see right through me. So if you're going to see through me like a window, I'd rather just tell you the truth. So I'm already a gross mess in front of you, but at least I'm an honest gross mess. Because when somebody does something wrong to me, I don't care how wrong it is. If they're upfront about it and real and apologetic, I could work with that man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Depending, obviously, the crime.
You've always said that your biggest pet peeve, the one thing you will never stand, is a liar.
You can't.
You've always told me that.
You know what it is? It's just dangerous. Not that I don't like him. It's just dangerous. You're lying to
Yeah.
yourself. You're going to lie to me.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll just get into it. The concept that I've been kind of going over, and again, I want to make it very clear. You read your Bible, do your own due diligence, but there was this concept that I was always talking to God about, and I felt guilty. And it was like, do I worship you because I love you, or do I worship you because I'm scared of you? And I sat there and I was like, well, the Lord says fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. But I think that verse is like kind of like how I fear my Father on earth. I never come home fearing that He's going to beat the brakes off of me or like set me on fire. I fear that he gives me the eyes of a disappointed father. That actually scares me. I'm scared that somebody says, shame on you, look what your son turned out to be. I don't want him to look less than because of my actions. That is something that I actually fear. That is where I think that I make good decisions in my life to honor my dad. I might not like it in the beginning, but later on, like the truth, it revealed itself that, wow, I'm glad I did that. And I honored my dad. And now I'm actually rejoicing off of that decision because look at where my life went because of it. So it always ended up being good for me. But then I sat and I've been praying about it. And it was hard for me when I had conversations with people to be like, your God will throw somebody in a fire forever or an eternity of hell forever. How do you worship something like that? And I would tell them like, well, hell wasn't made for us. It was made for Lucifer and anybody who doesn't want to be involved with God. But deep down, I'll be like, it's hard because I wouldn't do that. Pick the worst person on earth, the worst person. And you gave me control of heaven and hell. Yeah, I wouldn't put him in heaven. But even that man that was absolutely disgusting and gross and vile and evil.
Like eternal?
I can't put somebody in eternal pain, bro. And then I look at the gospel and I'm just reading from my own point of view and I say, okay, well, my Jesus, my God tells me to love my enemy. What does love mean? Treat them good. When he attacks me, don't attack him. Give him your other cheek. Be angry, but sin not. And then people are like, well, God has a wrath. Absolutely. So does my father. My dad doesn't torture me, though, but he has a wrath. If I mess around, like he'll make sure that I know that, like, hey, that's not okay, right? And then I look at the Old Testament. God has wiped out, killed people, but always like that. It was never like a torture. It was just like, boom. Okay. So I'm like, all right, God, like help me understand this a little bit more. So I'm reading Matthew. And in Matthew, he says, don't be scared of who could destroy your body. Be scared of who could destroy your body and your soul. Destroy your soul. And then I read in Luke, it says, don't be scared of the one who could destroy your body. Be scared of the one who could throw you into hell. So then I'm like, okay, wait, hell, what if hell is like a lake of fire that's an eternal fire that destroys something that's eternal? Like completely ends it. And the invitation to God is heaven. So the people that choose not to be with Jesus are just gone forever. And then the people that want to be in Jesus' presence will be in Jesus' presence. So I just sat there and thought about that. And I was like, well, if that's true, then it takes away all of my fear of like, why am I worshiping you? Like, does my God see me as a man who worships God because I'm scared of him or because I love him? I know my dad wouldn't want me to love him because I'm terrified of him. He would want me to love him because I love his attributes and I love him as a father. So then I got rid of that. I pretend in my head, I go, no, I think that hell is like you eliminate what forever. But there's no torture. It's just like you chose not to be with me, so depart from me forever.
Yeah. This is your stop.
This is an all-loving God. Mm-hmm. This is a God that loves his enemies. So if you love your enemies, you just be gone like that. No pain, just poof, gone. Okay. I sat on that for a few days and I was like, it only gave me relief because now I'm sitting here and I'm worshiping him in tears and I'm on my knees and I'm praising him and I'm loving him and I'm still in fear of him. But now I know that when God looks down at me just sitting here in human form, that he says, wow, this man eliminated the fact that I would torture him and he still loves me. So now he's choosing me because he loves who I am, not because of the power of what I could do to him. So then I'm like, man, if my God wants me to look at him like my father, right? There's a level of he's my father and then my earthly father. And then I was like, okay, well, if I had a son, I would want him to be scared of me, but not in a crippling, like, I'm going to torture you. The worst thing I would ever do to my son is if you don't want to be around me, then just depart from me. To me, that's hell. Departing from my father's hell. I know that sounds like I have it all figured out. I don't have any of this figured out. I just wanted to share this thought with the world in hopes that somebody out there has like studied it and they're like, yeah, actually, like what you're saying is true and blah, 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 this and that, because I'm never in the authority to ever tell God what he's doing as God, but God gave me a brain to weigh my thoughts and decisions. I know I'm going to have these thoughts and decisions. I'm not going to run from him. I'd rather place it at his feet and be like, God, if this if my thoughts disappoint you, teach me so I'll never have these thoughts again. And I could think the way that you want me to think. But I can't lie because you've given me an honest heart and an honest mind, that I look at the God that's portrayed as the one who's going to torture a man who just chooses not to worship a man named Jesus or a God named Jesus. To me, it's just like, that just seems like it. I pray that God forgives me if I'm wrong. To me, that seems more evil than all loving. And that doesn't show any characteristics of my God. None of them. Not from the Old Testament and not from the New Testament. So I pray that I get the answer. And I pray that whatever I'm saying now never misstep somebody in the wrong direction. Because that's terrifying. You know,
Of course,
like,
you always say that.
yo, that's so terrifying.
No, you hold your position with a lot of, what's the word? Weight. You know what I mean? You hold the value of it very close to your heart.
You know, it's so funny. I was sitting.
You don't take it for granted.
I was sitting there on my balcony. Belle was asleep. Today's day one of me like not smoking, so I pray like we're trying to get me. I actually my roommate's helping me, but he's gonna give me some days where I could smoke like a trainer, and so. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fix my temple, and it's not just the smoking; it's everything. It's like from like junk food to sugars to like how I work out. I'm after my temple. I've given it to God, and now I'm starting to see the resources He's supplying me with, and I'm gonna run with Him. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying before that?
Holding your position with weight.
But before that, I just wanted to let you guys know that so I don't seem hypocritical. But before that, I was on the balcony. I've a really bad sleeping pattern. It was like 3:30 in the morning, and I was coming out for a J, and I'm just smoking outside. And by the way, like I know a lot of people, they get really mad at me for smoking a cigar, or smoking weed, or once in a while cursing and stuff. But I apologize that it offends you or hurts you. I have to be honest, right? I don't like hiding parts of my life. If I don't hide from God, I'm not hiding from you guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's stupid to think that.
That's all you have to say.
I stepped outside and I was looking up and I said, God, like I'm starting to get a little nervous having these conversations because I think I'm showing so much of me that it's terrifying because I'm showing the parts of me that I hate and now people are commenting on it. And
a lot of those people that are commenting on it, I guarantee you would not be able to do the same thing. Because that is hard. I wouldn't.
And so, anyway, so I'm just sitting there and I'm praying to Him and I'm like, I hope I please you. Like, I hope that like, I hope that whatever I say, it's not pointless. I hope that when it is my time to go, that I'm not breathing my last breath thinking, man, did I do what I was supposed to do? Like,
yeah.
And I feel like when I do these types of conversations that it's real. And I think that everything I had to go through in my life led me to me having a microphone where I talk about how I feel. I know this sounds very like cocky and condescending or like, not condescending, but like egotistical, but like, I think there's some people that are naturally gifted at certain things. And I think I'm really good at understanding my feelings and expressing them.
Mm-hmm. And you're so good at giving advice as well. It's like, you're very reflective. I watch people come to you with their problems all the time and you go, okay, I understand. You say, have you gone this direction? And you're like a counselor, and you're definitely a counselor with yourself. Like you're constantly weighing your own actions, where you could be going, things like that. So it's definitely one of your gifts.
I think that's the beauty of like serving a God is because it's like I wouldn't even say that I'm a counselor. I think I'm a student that just has the study guide that like my teacher gave me.
And you pay attention.
And I pay attention. So like a kid in class, I'm not a teacher to you, but I'm the kid that maybe just paid attention a little bit more to this segment of life. And so I could share with you the same way that Asian kid shared math with me. You know what I mean? Like I don't see myself greater positioning. I see us in the same room. It's just this one moment I paid attention a little stronger than you. So here, take what I've learned from this. And so I'm sitting there and I'm reflecting and you know, it's so funny. I do not ask signs from God. I will never ask signs from God. Such blasphemy, such disrespect. He's already showed me so much. I'd rather eat dirt than ever ask Him to show me more signs. I would rather him show me the signs he's already given to me that I'm too stupid to see. That's what I asked for. So I'm sitting there, and in my tongue, I'm about to be like, God, am I doing something like? No, and then I literally caught myself in my mind before I even said it out loud. I just go, nah, bro. Like, if I'm not, he'll show me. Like, he'll break me and put me in a different direction. I've already been a man who walks the wrong way, and I could tell you, in my soul, my body, my spirit, my mind, everything was indicating to me, you're on the wrong path, turn around. So like, I know in my spirit when I'm wrong. Now, the scripture does say, don't lean on your own understanding. But I think if you read instructions, I think it'll be common sense. If I'm driving on a road and I've learned from reading how to drive and studying how to drive, that if all the signs are flipped the other way, I'm probably going the wrong way, right? Yeah. So I'm sitting there, I'm laughing by myself. And I just sit there and I see this dude hop out of the car. Just this ripped, I swear he had to be an athlete. Like just ripped, good looking dude. Comes out of the car with this girl. It's like 3:30 at night. And I'm just watching them. But I'm high up. And he walks this way. And before he goes inside, he looks up at me. He goes, Mr. Janko. And I go, what the fuck? I looked at it. I go, yeah.
Am I high or is that guy talking to me right now?
Like it's just 3:30 in the morning. Like this guy, like the only guy here. Hey, Mr. Janko goes, I'm sorry to bother you. He goes, I just want to let you know we need you. We need these conversations you're having. Bro, like I have people say that to me like, yeah, sure, and I'll take it. But like the fact that I'm just sitting there like, and I'm praying that I'm like, all right, I hope that these deeper conversations that I'm having are not me chasing fame or views, because dude, it's so uncomfortable. For 10 years of my life, I've tried to get to a place where I could have some type of success in the entertainment field. And the day I give up and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to talk about like what I really care about. And then I'm finding success. It's kind of like that hell situation where I'm like, am I doing this because I love Jesus, or am I doing this because I love the attention and money? And I can't run away from those thoughts, dude. I can't run away from those thoughts. The same way that I couldn't run away from the thoughts of like, do I worship my God because I love him or because I fear him? Mm-hmm. And so when I figured out that relationship with hell, I realized that I'm just going to put my faith into what I truly want to believe in. So I believe that I'm here because I love Christ. And then I'll pray to him that if this atmosphere or this position takes me an inch away from him, I pray he takes it away from me so fast, because I would rather be in the presence of my Lord than to pretend that I have the presence of the Lord and then be far away from him. If that makes any sense.
It does.
Do you see how do you get why I'm tying this with the hell thing? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because I didn't know how I was going to express this. And I actually almost didn't express this because I don't know. And I started getting paranoid, being like, oh, I should only talk about things I truly know about. But then I really think about it, like, do I really truly know anything?
It's cool because you have a direct line of communication with your audience, and so many of your audience members are Christian and like care about what you're talking about. And you're basically asking a question. You're saying, hey, guys, I have a hypothesis. What do you guys think about this? And then
an educated guess.
Yeah. And
that's
then
a good
you're
idea.
going to learn from them.
I should just start saying that. I have a hypothesis. That is such a good way of, because, bro, I think what it weighs on me is, I don't want to be a wolf.
What do you mean?
I see a lot of sheep that are not sheep, that are actually wolves. They disguise themselves as sheep, and they basically not only murder themselves, but they murder the people that follow them. And so what scares me is I grew up thinking the bad sheep were like, and they're putting on the sheep and like, I'm going to kill everybody here. But what it was is that bad sheep was obsessed with himself and his will. And then he got everybody to get involved with his will. That he thinks that his will is tied with the will of God.
And then he brings everybody down with him.
Exactly. And what I'm trying to do is throw away my will and just... it's so funny. I'm going to bring up Luke again. There's this beautiful part of Luke that I just was like, oh, dude, I get it. I get it. It was basically in the Bible where the disciples, after Jesus Christ was crucified, Jesus is, he's dead. But when he was risen, two of the disciples were just walking like really, really sad. And a stranger in their eyes started walking with them. But they could not see that it was Jesus. Their eyes did not recognize Jesus. And he's walking with them, and they're telling Jesus, they're like, we thought that he was the Messiah, the God, and I thought he was going to come back, and now we're running in fear, and they're heartbroken. And then he sits down with them, and he's eating with them, and then he breaks bread in the exact way he did in the Last Supper. And they were like, oh my God, it's Jesus. And then they understood. And then he's gone. And when I asked to learn about this, it was kind of the factor of they were believing in their will. Oh, he didn't show up. This is what we believe. Their world got messed with their faith. And it was impossible to see God. And I think that's what happens to a lot of teachers. They see their own ways and they forget God. And so when they saw Jesus, they remembered his will, and that's when they could work with God and they could see God. So basically, I just want to publicly say that I pray that not only I pray that you guys pray for me, that I never lose God's will. And I always will throw away my will. Because the higher up it is, when you climb, the harder it is to breathe. And the scarier it gets. When you start climbing up and you realize, like, oh man, I'm high up. This drop is far, bro. I think Satan started attacking me and started telling me, like, oh, you're gonna mess this up, and worse, you're gonna mess it up for a lot of people. And it made me want to tuck my tail and just run. But then I forgot. That's
which is so funny because
fear.
yes, and what got you up that high?
And
listening.
And
following the right thing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
right. So check this out. If I would have agreed to that, then that meant that it was all of my work that got me here. That's blasphemy, bro, because I give all of the praises to him. So I got to tell Satan, hey, buddy, get lost. It's not my will. It's his. Take it up with him. And I know that coward's not going to take it up with him. So he thought my tail was going to take off and start running. It was his tail that took off and started running. So I just want to let you guys know, I appreciate your prayers, man. Like, I really do. Like, I think when I got to express myself this openly, like, I felt like I literally just wore a target on me. And, like, in a spiritual realm, they just started rapid firing at me. And the storm got so big. But then right at the last second, I remembered my God could just tell the storm, shh, shut up. And I think I pray I'm where I am mentally. At least this will be my rock bottom. That's what I pray. And then I could learn how to grow up. And so when I take myself out of this hole of depression and anxiety, which I don't even believe I have anymore. You saw me as a man that had depression and anxiety. I went from a man that never understood why people would say that to becoming a man that very much understood why people would say that.
Yeah.
And now I'm back to being like, oh, now as a man, I understand as a child why I wasn't there, because I had great faith. And now I'm going to use this and I'm going to teach men how to get out of this. And when I do find a way to do it, it will be absolutely free. Because when I read in Proverbs, do not sell wisdom, I will honor my God. And whatever it is, I will make sure that I will not make any money off of it. That when you receive the thing that I feel that God is prepping me to give to the world, it will be for absolutely free. And I pray that nobody will grab it and monetize off of it. I have a project that I'm working on. You know what? I'll just say it. I'm working on a Bible study app, a way to teach people how to read the Bible from cover to cover and teach them how to use their faith and weaponize it. And basically, like, I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for my mother. And I'm going to try to place myself in a way that my mom was to me in everybody's home. And I'm
What
going
a
to take,
tool.
I'm going
Oh
to
my
take
God.
scholars, and I'm going to take great readers, and we're going to go from cover to cover as a podcast. But it's not going to be a podcast. It's going to be like an app that's going to be live for people to watch, because I want to build a community and build God's people and have ushers in it. It's basically like a church without walls. And I'm just gunning it. I was actually really scared of admitting it, because I was scared I was going to get, like, something was going to happen. But I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, I'm not scared.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's my passions have changed, bro. Like, everything about my brain has changed. Like, it's so funny. Like, everything that I've ever wanted has been thrown at my feet. Everything I've ever wanted is being thrown at my feet. Like, I don't need to work for it, but I'm looking at it like, I don't want to know. It's like I don't care about it anymore. It's meaningless.
Your priorities have completely changed.
My love has completely changed. My heart has completely changed. The way I look at anger, the way I look at the world, the way I look at my enemies, the way I look at my love, like, bro, like everything has changed, and I am a man who's no longer afraid. And I truly mean this. Not in a way like where I'm like, oh, I'm not afraid. Obviously, I'm going to have moments where I'm like scared or I get paranoid. But before I was super anxious about a lot of things. And now I'm resting in peace, and I'm resting in faith, and I'm choosing Jesus as the way in all avenues of my life. And the more I practice this, the more confident I get, the more strong I get in every field that I'm at. So I pray that I could figure out a way, if it's in a book or if it's in an app or if it's in a podcast, I pray that I could do the will of God. Whatever he wrote for George Janko to do, I pray I do that. And I don't stop chasing that. Because every time, bro, I choose myself, it's not even that I hurt myself, bro. I hurt my loved ones. And I could hurt other people. But I hope you guys like this episode. I actually like this episode. I feel like I was just like really just hanging.
At peace.
Yeah.
You talked about something of value.
You know what's so funny? I think that our future episodes, because, dude, we're still so new. Have we even hit like... What episode are we on?
We're on like 64, something like that.
So I think when we like at the level of all these other podcasts and the hours they put in, I think how we're talking now is how we're going to probably be talking.
Yeah.
I think like we're still babies and we're like really hyped on those other like, the ball, yeah. But I think in the future, I think this is like a little bit more pleasing to hear.
Yeah. And I think also you came into the podcast space coming from Impulsive, and that was such a good formula that worked for you guys.
And I enjoyed
it. Yes, and it was great. But this isn't Impulsive. Wait,
What?
did you not know that?
What?
Have I not
What?
told you? This isn't Impulsive. You're not on Impulsive right now. This is the George Janko show.
Since
You're
when?
George Janko.
Since when?
No, but you have to find the format for yourself. You have to find what the George Janko show is. So, like, I think if you watch the earlier episodes, a lot of the time you're like, no, dude, we need the energy up.
Yeah.
We need to be doing this. We need to be talking about trending things. We need to be talking about what's going on. We need to hit these things that everybody else is talking about. And I think throughout time, and it's just going to happen more and more. Go to episode 200 when that's out, and I'm sure it's going to sound a lot different than this right now. It's just finding who you are and what you want to say and how you want to say it.
You know what's special? We were just talking about this behind the scenes. Reed and I, we always joke about feeling guilty because when we were vlogging, we were going so hard.
Yeah.
For nothing.
For a quarter of the output of what we're getting right now for 10 times the work.
But we know that this feels right because we would watch other influencers or people in the field and they would just do what we're doing now and it's just like effortless because it's natural.
It's so frustrating.
And we would just be like so jealous. We're like, dude, the guy just works like 1 day a week, twice a week. What the heck? We work like 7 and we get nothing. Like, we're just so jealous. And then now I'm like, we feel guilty because we're like, dude, are we working hard enough?
Yeah.
Like, do we deserve what we have right now? Like, and I just find it funny that if it's just organic and it's real, it'll grow beautifully.
Yeah.
And so like, I think I'm done chasing and trying to prove myself. I think I came from like a place where I'm like, damn, if I don't show that I could do this podcast, then people are really going to think I was the runt. And like, I think now I'm just kind of like, all right, I proved myself. I know what I'm worth. And now I just want to grow and just have fun. Mm-hmm. And I think I want to work extremely hard, but over things I'm passionate about. So instead of trying to chase money, I'd rather chase that app that we're talking about or go live and get to meet people in real life. And like, to me, like, I think working hard is smart, but I think it's smart to like work smarter. Mm-hmm. I just sounded so stupid.
That was probably one of your dumbest thoughts I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb. But basically, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Pick the seeds that you want to grow. You know what I mean?
Pick the seeds you want to grow?
Choose the seeds.
Did we both just...
No, listen. The seeds are so they grow plants. And the water's like effort. And you could just be watering everything, but that's a lot of effort. But if you...
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode.
Like, do you want strawberries or blueberries?
I would appreciate it if you like and share.
Cauliflower, broccoli.
I love you guys. Next week is going to be...
Dude, definitely don't miss that one.
They won't.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.